Right now from ABC 7 Chicago. This is Chicago Cubs baseball on ABC 7.
Live from the reconfigured confines of a chilly and misty Wrigley Field, the Cubs finally get to resume their season opening series with the arch rival St. Louis Cardinals today, and in the process begin a brand new chapter in their broadcast history as well. Welcome to Cubs baseball here on ABC 7. Hi, everybody. Mark Giangreco along with Jim Rose. Boy, that felt cool to say.
Yeah.
And it's been quite a while since the Northsiders have been on our air, partner.
1949, 66 years ago when we were known as WENR. And get this, the announcer of the games that year was Rogers Hornsby, who was a former Cubs Hall of Famer. So it's great to be back here on ABC 7. We've got 24 games for you this season.
Well, it's going to be exciting, and I'll tell you, it's a little chilly here, so make sure you got your hot toddies, and we got the porta potties. You know, they had working plumbing indoors back in 1949. We're going to have it for you here soon. Just embrace it. It's part of being a Cub fan. You're going to be doing some in-game tidbits for us, right?
Yeah, during the contest, I'm going to talk to Travis Wood. He's not starting today. Jake Arrieta is. But Travis Wood will give us an idea of what a pitcher is going to go through on a day like today with all this water in the air, the humidity. And then I'm going to talk to Julian Green. He's going to answer some of those questions about what happened on Sunday.
He's had kind of a tough week, but we've also got our sit-down with Joe Maddon, always entertaining. The skipper is fantastic. We will size up today's starter, Jake Arrieta, as you said. And meteorologist Cheryl Scott will update her forecast all the way up till the first pitch. Right now, though, let's kick it upstairs to Len and JD. Fellas, it is awesome to be with you here.
Hi, guys.
Hey, Mark. Hey, Jim. Great to have you with us. Great to be here on ABC 7. We're still waiting for the yellow ABC Blazers, but we're told they're in the mail. So, JD, a couple of off days after the opener Sunday night. You want to get into the rhythm of a baseball season if you're a player, and that kind of starts today.
Yeah, the opening day, the pomp and circumstance of opening day, kind of the one day on the baseball calendar where maybe the event trumps the game itself. We're all excited for the start of the season, all the bells and whistles that come with it. But now it's about the everyday grind of the baseball season. We talked with Joe Maddon a little bit about that in his office earlier today. He took BP yesterday. He'll take BP again tomorrow on the off day. He wants his young hitters to get into the flow of the season. That's difficult to do with the Sunday night game, the off day and then the rain out. So these guys are kind of used to that everyday grind of it, and right now they just kind of going to work their way there.
And some new parts to the offense, but unfortunately Sunday night we saw a lot of the same trends that we saw last year. It's only one game, but the Cubs did not get a hit with a runner in scoring position.
No, but Joe Maddon was happy with the at-bats his guys gave him. He thought they hit the ball hard, and you kind of anticipate a low-run game on opening night. It was cold. That always favors the pitchers. And you're up against Adam Wainwright, one of the best in the business, and a guy who's always been good here at Wrigley Field. So it was somewhat predictable that the Cubs would be shut down. That was not unusual all around Major League Baseball. There were 6 shutouts on opening day. The losing team in the 15 opening day games averaged just barely over 1 run per game. So you expect low-run game.
Well, it's cold once again today, postponed last night. Weather always a story here at the ballpark, and let's send it over to ABC 7 meteorologist Cheryl Scott, who's on the brand new LED board and left.
Thanks, guys. I am happy to be here at Wrigley Field today, delivering the forecast on the big screen. Not only that, right here with you on ABC. We're going to have your complete game day forecast coming up for you in a bit. Mark?
Wow, looking huge, Cheryl. Don't touch that Jumbotron out there. We don't want you flipping the channels. Coming up, your skipper, Joe Cool, on fundamentals focus and his brand new tricked out Cubs Cruiser. It's Cubs baseball on ABC 7.
This is important news for women diagnosed with ovarian cancer. Talcum powder may have caused your ovarian cancer. According to many studies, long-term use of talcum powder in products such as baby powder or shower-to-shower for feminine hygiene is linked directly to ovarian cancer. If you have been diagnosed with ovarian cancer, or if a loved one died from ovarian cancer after using baby powder or shower-to-shower products containing talcum powder, you may have a right to a cash award and medical expenses. According to testimony in court, a leading baby powder company knew decades ago about the link between their baby powder and ovarian cancer, but failed to warn women of the danger. If you are an ovarian cancer victim, or if a loved one died from ovarian cancer after using talcum powder, call the law offices of Davis & Crump at the number below right now to find out if you are eligible for a cash award and medical expenses. Call the law offices of Davis & Crump right now. Our first consultation is free, and we don't get paid unless you get paid. Call now. Operators are standing by.
3 LA ladies could not get a date until a day came that would alter their fate.
They're looking at us. In LA, they look past us.
They crashed in a place unlike any they've been, where age doesn't matter and who cares if you're thin.
In Cleveland, everybody seems to think they can pull off wearing shorts.
Yes, Cleveland had all that these women could seek, and there you will find them 5 nights a week.
I get disgusting gestures 10 times a day. It is fantastic.
In Cleveland.
A full hour today at 4 on the Quad Cities CW.
Name something you might like about living life as a woman.
Have my own breasts.
Tonight at 6 on the Quad Cities CW.
Today, he says he loves pitching against the Redbirds despite the conditions, or even if it's 80 degrees or whatever. More on him. Let's go back up to Len and JD.
All right, Mark, yeah, Jake Arrieta, what a bust-out year last year, and if John Lester hadn't been acquired, Jake would have been the opening night starter, and J.D., terrific career numbers against this Cardinal lineup.
Yeah, and if all goes according to plan, the Cubs will have as good a 1-2 punch in the top of that rotation as anybody in the National League. Jake Arrieta, a real bust-out year, as Len mentioned last year. Didn't have enough innings to qualify among the league leaders, but if he did, he would be among the top 5 in just about every pitching category. Really good against the Cardinals last year. Frankly, he was good against everybody. 6-1 with a 1.46 ERA here at Wrigley Field. Jake Arrieta, a guy who had shown a lot of promise in his days in Baltimore, really had not delivered on that promise. Last year he did.
So Jake will take the ball today, and the pitcher's batting 8th once again. Jake actually hit a home run in spring training. Travis Wood hit 2. It sounds like Joe Maddon's going to go with that pitcher in the 8th spot for a bit.
Yeah, I think a lot of it is because of Tommy LaStella, a guy who's batting 9th. He has good on-base skills, and so as the lineup turns over, he's going to provide RBI opportunities for the 2, 3, 4 guys, the Soler, Rizzo, and Castro.
Biggest change in the Cardinal lineup, and it was due to the tragic death of Oscar Taveras in the offseason, is the acquisition of Jason Hayward. He's had 2 big debuts, both against the Cubs with the Braves in 2010 and then Sunday night, and then a guy we probably don't talk about enough among the elite hitters in this league, Matt Holliday.
Yeah, Holliday just so steady. He's always been good against the Cubs. He was again last year. And Jason Hayward, an interesting package of tools. He's got speed, he's got power. Some are asking for a little more power from Hayward, but very good on base percentage. He can steal a bag for you, and he's a great outfielder.
And you saw Matt Carpenter, former college teammate of Jake Arrieta. Well, Joe Maddon in his first year as the manager of the Chicago Cubs, and Mark Giangreco had a chance to sit down with Joe earlier today.
Len, thank you very much. With the skipper, Joe Maddon. Joe, you knew when you took this job there'd be all kinds of distractions, but with some of the glitches here at the Wrigley renovation and the incredible hype over the young prospects, beginning with the Chris Bryant issue and everything else, the question is, how do you teach focus on a daily basis to this young crew?
Really talk about present tense, man. It's all about the present tense. It's about the process. Anybody, we could all get caught up in looking at too big of a picture all the time, or worrying about the non-controllable issues. I really talk about controlling the controllables and staying with the process, staying in the present tense. I mean, what else can you possibly do? You always, anxiety lives in the future, always worrying about this crazy stuff. Stay right here, right now. We'll take care of everything.
All right, you don't seem to have an off switch. You're the quintessential people person. You seem to draw energy from everything and everybody. It's a long, grinding season. Don't you have to kind of shut down once in a while and recharge?
I sleep well. I do.
I'll bet you do.
I sleep like a baby, man. You know, I like to go out and have a little glass of wine, maybe to help relax just a little bit. But working out's really important to me. Meditating in the morning is important to me. Riding my bicycle is important to me. If I stay on task with the workout, the eating properly, and sleeping, then all this stuff isn't so awful.
Wow, I don't do any of that.
Yeah, I love to do that stuff.
You've got Jake Arrieta going with the off day and then the post moment. You're staying with him against the Cardinals. What do you like best about your number 2?
About Arrieta?
Yeah.
Oh, man, I saw this guy when he was at Baltimore, and even back then when he just didn't become Jake Arrieta yet, he was on, you could always see that. Really a live fastball, really good breaking stuff, high pitch ability, strike thrower. And when you get to know him, this guy's a tough guy now. This guy's workout routine is about as severe as anybody probably in the major leagues. We just talked about focus. Nobody focuses as well as he does. He's got it all going on. I'm getting to know him right now. Really a bright fella. There's nothing to not like about Jake, but he's going to keep getting better too.
And so now that makes John Lester's next start Monday. I'm sure he's anxious for a do-over. You're not worried about him, are you?
No, not at all. I mean, here's the thing, folks. I mean, it's a long season, and I already said before the year began, I mean, we're going to go through periods of not so good. I'm not saying this is one of them, but you have to learn how to, again, control the season in a sense. You have to learn how to live in the present tense in order to be successful. The big thing here is really trying to teach this new group how to win. And that sounds like, what the heck does that mean? Well, it is about, again, letting the previous day go, worrying about today or just staying with today. And as our guys learn how to win, these pockets of victories are going to exceed the pockets of defeat. So I am so jacked up about all this right now. I love my guys. There's other guys on the way. There's not many organizations that could talk about players that are still in AAA that are as significant as ours are. So there's so many good things. There's, I know the folks here have been through this for a long period of time. I'm new to the party. I get that. But it's the way I've done it my whole career. I know it works this way. And I'm willing to be patient, and I know that our guys are that good.
Sounds easy. So you got to get some runs today. Got to play some defense. You're concerned about still having to teach fundamentals at this point?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I'm always, it's all about fundamentals. The whole thing is if you repeat fundamentals more consistently than the other side, you win. So I just want us to understand it is a simple game. The T-shirt will be out relatively soon. Do simple better. Do simple better. That's the slogan. That's one of my things. And I really want our guys to understand that everybody's always looking for convoluted or complicated answers to questions. And if it is, then you think that it's right. And I totally disagree with that. To do simple better is our goal. And that's what we're going to see as the summer unfolds.
All right. Well, hope the weather breaks, not only for baseball, but we got to get your 72 Chevelle out for some cruise nights here.
Absolutely. We're going to take you against that nice bird that you got. Hopefully you're going to be in town. It's almost sort of being wrapped up. It's truly going to be the Cubmobile. It's Cubs blue with the 2 white Chevelle stripes convertible. But then I did the splotches of red on the interior and the inserts on the seats and on the door panels. And the trunk's going to have a replica 1908 logo on a red carpeting in the trunk with this killer stereo system. So you'll hear me if you don't see me.
Oh, stop it. That is sweet.
I can't wait.
That's the skipper, Joe Maddon. Cheryl Scott up next with our updated forecast here at Wrigley. It's Cubs baseball on ABC 7. Don't go away.
Hi, it's Olivia from the B100 Morning Show with the latest flashback.
A series of parachute package bombs fall on Central City. A criminal named the Trickster claims responsibility. Barry and Joe interview the original trickster, James Jesse, who's in prison, hoping he'll have information. He feigns contempt for the copyright criminal, but actually they are in cahoots to break him out of prison. Next, the tricksters sabotage a campaign fundraiser by poisoning the champagne and using the antidote as blackmail. Barry intervenes, but James puts a bomb on Barry's wrist that will explode if he stops running. Dr. Wells convinces Barry to run through a barrier, which he phases through, but the bomb does not. Barry returns and gives everyone the antidote, foiling the trickster's plan. Plus, in a series of flashbacks, we learn how Hubert Thawne gets trapped in the past and steals the identity of the real Dr. Wells. An all-new The Flash returns this Tuesday.
The Flash, Tuesdays at 7 on the Quad Cities CW.
Attention women, this is an important medical alert. Have you or a loved one experienced harmful side effects from a transvaginal mesh implant used to repair pelvic organ prolapse or stress urinary incontinence? Complications from transvaginal mesh implants include debilitating pain, bleeding, infections, urinary problems, painful intercourse, erosion, removal of the mesh, and can require additional surgery. Over 80,000 complications have been reported. In April 2014, a transvaginal mesh manufacturer agreed to pay $830 million for injuries caused by the implant. If you or a loved one suffered harmful side effects from a transvaginal mesh implant used to repair pelvic organ prolapse or stress urinary incontinence, then you may be entitled to compensation. However, there are time deadlines to file your claim.
Call the Law Office of Parliament and Associates immediately at 1-800-946-3237 to speak with one of our experienced attorneys. Our lawyers will evaluate your claim and advise you of your legal options. Call 1-800-946-3237.
Checking the weather here at Wrigley Field today, and yes, it is a cloudy and dreary day. And as we all know, weather, it is a big factor when it comes to baseball here at Wrigley Field. Today, winds will be blowing in out of the northeast at about 10 miles an hour, so we could call it a pitcher's game, maybe a low-scoring game, something we're going to continue to monitor. But everyone here, they're in a few layers. It's chilly. Temperatures through the game will be in the low to mid-40s. Winds light out of the northeast at about 10 miles an hour. Definitely a day you want to stay warm. But we're going to hope for a win here and go Cubs. Back to you, Jim and Mark.
All right, Cheryl, thank you very much. The big Jumbotron blocking the wind blowing in or blowing out or otherwise. I'm looking at defense today, especially Jorge Soler in right field, see if he gets over his season opening jitters there. And I think the Cubs are actually going to score early, so he won't be sweating it.
You know, Matt Carpenter's 0 for 11 against Jake Arrieta, and Carpenter's one of their better hitters.
I like that. I love the sound of that. How about Cubs-Cardinals baseball here on ABC 7? Coming up right now. Don't go away.
Clippers luck. Welcome to the battle.
Join Cedric the Entertainer and the country's best barbers.
LeBron James' personal barber.
With the barber's best bars.
What's a little hard cutting hair over here with Borat working next to me?
Cedric's Barber Battle. Premieres April 17th on the Quad Cities CW.
Have you or a loved one taken the blood thinner medication Xarelto? Xarelto has been linked to a dramatic increase in serious and fatal side effects, including uncontrollable internal bleeding, hemorrhaging, stroke, and death after taking the medication. Furthermore, physicians are unable to control or reverse internal bleeding side effects, making the drug more dangerous than other blood thinner medications. In May 2014, the Institute for Safe Medication Practices revealed that physicians and patients were reporting life-threatening injuries in increasing number after using Xarelto. If you or a loved one suffered internal bleeding, hemorrhaging, stroke, or death after taking Xarelto, then you may be entitled to significant compensation. However, there are time deadlines to file your claim.
Call the Law Office of Parliament and Associates immediately at 1-800-604-3086 to speak with one of our experienced attorneys. Our lawyers will evaluate your claim and advise you of your legal options. Call 1-800-604-3086. That's 1-800-604-3086.
Family Guy's been hacked.
What is this? What's going on?
And the family's freaking out.
What are we watching?
Every intimate detail.
Chris, our bath is ready.
I don't know what to do now.
Every embarrassing moment.
You know, Meg, I'd love to see you without your hat on. Okay.
Every compromising situation.
You look like garbage. What happened?
Tap into Family Guy. Viewer discretion advised. Today at 5:30 on the Quad Cities CW.
I'm doing it. I'm flying.
They're Springfield's biggest family, the Simpsons. Today on the Quad Cities CW.
Chicago Cubs baseball on ABC 7 is brought to you by Mercedes-Benz, located on the web at MBUSA.com. By DeVry University, different on purpose. And by American Family Insurance. Insure carefully, dream fearlessly. Well, it's dry, and it looks like the sun is trying to poke its head through the clouds today, as we have a rain-shortened two-game opening series against the St. Louis Cardinals. We beat the Cubs 3-0 on Sunday night. Another off day tomorrow, and then the Cubs will fly to Denver for the weekend. Rockies off to a 2-0 start as they go for a sweep in Milwaukee. Kind of a strange week with all these off days.
Yeah, I feel like a starting pitcher working every 5 days here. Man, let's go, man. Let's get into the flow of this season. And boy, you're right though. The sun showing little glimpses here. Wind doesn't appear to be too severe. It looks like a good day for baseball. Much better than I thought when I left the house this morning.
This high-definition broadcast is brought to you by Xfinity. Xfinity, your home for the most live sports. So the Cubs take the field behind veteran right-hander Jake Arrieta. And let's get the Cardinal lineup brought to you today by Southwest Airlines. They were 4 for 5 in stolen bases, so running seems to be a priority this year. It was not last year. Carpenter, Hayward, Holiday at the top. You see Matt Adams' numbers against Jake Arrieta. Johnny Peralta, the shortstop. John Jay is in center. You see Molina moves down to the 7-hole. Colton Wong playing second and batting 8th. And the pitcher Lance Lynn will bat 9th.
And let's see who's doing what for the Cubs defensively this afternoon. Newcomer Dexter Fowler in center field, flanked by Chris Coghlan left, Jorge Soler in right. Third to first, Tommy La Stella, Starlin Castro, Arizmendi Alcantara, Anthony Rizzo, Miguel Montero behind the plate. That's the Cubs defensive lineup. It's brought to you by Toyota. And on the mound for the Cubs this afternoon, Jake Arrieta. You look at the numbers from last year, 10-5 with a .253 earned run average. Remember, he started the year on the DL with a little bit of a tender shoulder, so he made just 25 starts, but was really, really good. Held the league to a .203 batting average, and up and down that stat sheet. The strikeout rate really, really good. The walks down. Just an impressive breakout year for a 29-year-old right-hander.
Now the umpires, Mark Wegner, a lot of the M&M gang. Mark Wegner, Marty Foster, Mike Malinsky, and Mike Winters.
My.
And let's get you the weather, the first pitch weather for today, brought to you by Four Seasons Heating and Air Conditioning. For all the right reasons, call 866-4 Seasons. 42 degrees and wind blowing in at the moment. Not very hard, but yeah, if you dressed appropriately, it's not too bad.
Arrieta's out there in short sleeves. Tougher than a $2 steak, this guy.
So Matt Carpenter will lead it off. 2 for 5 in the opener. Knocked in a run, scored a run, and was caught stealing. And he's facing a former Texas Christian University teammate, Jake Arrieta. And he is hitless in 11 career at-bats against Arrieta.
Now one of the best leadoff guys in the league. Very patient. Let's take a look at the Mercedes keys to the game. Jake Arrieta really good at home last year, 6-1 with a 146, and the heat is on. That's referring to his mound opponent tonight, Lance Lynn, who relies heavily on his fastball.
1 ball, 1 strike on Carpenter. Arrieta, 29 years old, just turned 29 a month ago. 6'4", 225.
This is a battle of the Horned Frogs here. These TCU alums hooking up Arrieta and Carpenter.
Jake is really a fitness nut, and most major league players these days, JD, are all in really good shape, but he takes it to another level. He talks a lot about balance. Obviously his diet very important to him. In some ways, he kind of treats his own body like you would maybe a really expensive car.
Mm-hmm.
Right?
Yeah.
3-1. There's Hayward on deck.
Well, what we saw from Arrieta last year was a combination of power and precision.
It's the dreaded leadoff walk. So Carpenter aboard to start the game.
Well, last year, Jake Arrieta, the fastball command was really, really good. The fastball would flirt with the mid-90s. The cutter/slider curveball combination were as good as anybody in the league. And he was really good against both right and left-handed hitters.
The newest Cardinal, Jason Hayward, still wears that extra flap to protect his face. Remember, a couple of years ago, suffered a broken jaw And he was hit by a pitch. And Jonathan Neese of the Mets. Just inside 2-0.
95 miles an hour just off that inside corner. Little double take from Arrieta there. He thought he clipped that inside corner. We'll take a look at our pitch tracks, and a little bit off.
Carpenter faked towards second and then put on the brakes as Hayward fouled. I mentioned 4 for 5 in stolen bases on Sunday night. That was the Cardinals' first game of 4 steals or more since 2012. They finished 28th in the league last year in steals.
Yeah, I don't know if that'll be a big part of their game this year or not. I think it was, taking advantage of John Lester, who did not throw to first base once last year with the man on. So they wanted to try to challenge him a little bit. Carpenter's not a speed guy. We talked about all of his attributes at the top of the order, the patience, the on-base percentage, but stealing bases is not really part of his game.
Inside corner, and it's 2-2.
With Carpenter followed by Hayward, they will provide a lot of RBI opportunities for the middle of this Cardinal order. 2 guys who are really good at getting on base.
Carpenter inching off first and now has to dive back. Chris Maloney over there, their first base coach. The secret weapon, Jose Oquendo, across the way at third.
Hayward in protect mode. Tardy on the fastball.
Just underway. Carpenter walked to lead it off. Temps in the low 40s. Northeast wind. We had a lot of fog during batting practice today. Still a little bit hazy as we look beyond the ballpark. Hayward with a bouncer. La Stella. Alcantara relay is going to be late. Hayward runs pretty well. And he really didn't hit that ball that hard. So 1 away, and it'll bring up Holiday.
Pretty good at bat by Hayward. A lengthy at bat. Arrieta gets him to pound that backdoor cutter on the ground towards third base. And would have been a very difficult double play to turn. But it's in play here. Matt Holliday typically hits into a lot of double plays.
0 for 12 for Holiday against Arrieta. Well, at least for this series, Matt Holliday will not have anybody heckling him in the bleachers and left.
Well, we could probably arrange it. Get somebody out there if he feels really lonely.
And a foul strike. Some canned heckling. Anyone?
It's kinder and gentler outfield for the visiting outfielders now.
Well, Holiday 11 years into his career, but as we mentioned before the game, you probably don't hear his name enough in terms of that top group of hitters in the National League. He's a career .308 batter going into this season. His OPS over 900. Arrieta gets the out at second. That's a good play on both ends. Arrieta and Castro realizing they probably were only going to get 1 out, so don't even think about 2 in that spot, or you end up not even getting 1.
And we see it often when pitchers are asked to throw to the bases, especially if they get out of rhythm at all. They'll make an errant throw because they're in such a hurry. You get greedy out there. You want that double play to get out of the inning, but you have to be smart.
So back-to-back fielders' choices, and now Matt Adams 0 for 4 in the opener. He hit 5th against the lefty Lester and moved up to the cleanup spot against the righty today. 1 ball, no strikes. He likes to swing the bat.
Well, they call him Big City.
Yep.
Big, strong kid. $15 home runs last year. I think there's more in there.
And a hitter's count here. 2 balls, no strikes. One other game going on right now. Tigers leading the Twins 6-0 in Detroit in the bottom of the 4th. Everything else is later. Short lead by Holiday, and the pitch outside again. 3-0.
See Montero motioning with his hands there. He wants Arrieta to be a little bit more aggressive. Don't necessarily try to pick on 2-0. Go ahead and throw me a good fastball over the heart of the plate. That's easier for the catcher to say than the pitcher when you got a guy the size of Adams in the batter's box.
And he walked him. Hey, Cub fans, let's go. The 2015 Chicago Cubs look to make some noise here at Wrigley Field. The Cubs return on the next homestand to play the Reds and the Padres beginning next Monday. Tickets are still available for every game. Get your tickets at Cubs.com. 8 of the first 11 will be here at Wrigley Field, and then 14 of 20 on the road. Johnny Peralta, the shortstop, last year's first year as a Cardinal, and he set a team record with 21 homers as a shortstop. Inside corner, and it's a strike. Looks like a front door slider.
Yeah, I don't know if that was the intention.
No, you see where Montero set up.
Yeah. Stayed off the plate, but he got the call.
That looked like a better pitch.
Yeah. In my book, it was. Just a skosh low.
1-1. Laid off the curve.
Yeah, just maybe overthrowing a little bit here, and obviously a little extra adrenaline making his first start of the year. There's that little extra energy you bring out there for that first start. I don't care if you've been in the league for 15 years. Those are great numbers, and the walk rate way down from what he had done previously in his career.
Arrieta was born in Missouri but grew up in Texas, went to Plano East High School, and then Weatherford College and Texas Christian, as we mentioned. 5th round pick of the Orioles in 2007.
He was drafted out of high school. He's drafted out of Weatherford and then ultimately signed after being drafted in the 5th round by Baltimore in 07. Good pitch.
Called strike 3. So Arrieta walked a couple, had to work, but no runs as the Cubs are coming up.
If you're ready for some family pool fun this summer but have questions, let the experts here at QCA Pools and Spas help you get started. If you're thinking about an in-ground pool, we'll design a pool that's perfect for your backyard. Or if you're thinking above ground, we'll help you choose from the size and shape that's best for your backyard. Our in-house installation experts have over 25 years of experience, ensuring you that the job will get done right. Get on the installation list now and be ready for summer fun at QCA Pools and Spas in Bettendorf.
How do you do the really big jobs around your home? Well, like most of us, you do them with some pretty small engines. At Blaine's Farm and Fleet, we understand. That's why your perfect summer starts here at our small engine service center, where we do repairs right in the store by factory-trained experts on site, not some other repair shop. So repairs are done fast and right the first time. That's genuine value from Blaine's Farm and Fleet.
3 LA ladies could not get a date until a day came that would alter their fate.
They're looking at us. In LA, they look past us.
They crashed in a place unlike any they've been, where age doesn't matter and who cares if you're thin.
In Cleveland, everybody seems to think they can pull off wearing shorts.
Yes, Cleveland had all that these women could seek, and there you will find them 5 nights a week.
I get disgusting gestures 10 times a day. It is fantastic.
In Cleveland.
A full hour, weekdays at 4 on the Quad Cities CW.
The all-new 2014 Rancher and Foreman line. And introducing the remarkable new Pioneer 700s. For every challenge, there's a Honda.
Day, game 2 of the championship season. Cubs were shut out 3-0 on the Sunday night. Second straight year they were blanked on opening day, 1-0 at Pittsburgh last year. And here's switch hitting Dexter Fowler. We'll get you the rest of the Cubs Southwest lineup here in a second. Lance Lynn, the right-hander, sinker missing, ball 1 on Fowler, who doubled in his Cub debut in 4 trips, 1 for 4.
Led off the game. The bottom of the first was a double, and that was part of the problem for the Cubs the other day. They squandered a couple of those leadoff doubles. Going to take advantage of those situations. Lance Lynn turning into a pretty solid starting pitcher. 15-10 with the .274 last year for the big right-hander.
Lifted in the air to left. Holiday not playing deep, and kind of ended up where he started there, as the wind was playing some tricks. So the rest of the Cubs lineup today brought to you by Southwest Airlines. Jorge Soler coming up. Anthony Rizzo, Starlin Castro. Chris Coughlin had an excellent bounce back year last year. Miguel Montero, the new catcher. Arizmendi Alcantara at second today. Arrieta, the pitcher, batting 8th, with Tommy LaStella moving from second to third. And a strike at the knees. Lynn looks like he has his good sinker working today.
Yeah, and mentioned in our keys to the game that he's very fastball reliant. Just about 80% of the time last year he threw his fastball. Only one starting pitcher in the National League used his fastball more frequently, and that was Bartolo Colon. It was all those two-seamers, those sinkers, one after another. Lynn also with a slider, curve, and a change.
Is not taking much time between pitches as he works to Soler. On the first base side of the rubber, in the 1-2 just missed away. It's 2-2.
Slide ball just off that outside edge. Cutter, really. There's another one. Boy, and that's what we've seen time and time again from Soler last year and then again in spring training, the ability to lay off those chase pitches.
Rizzo on deck. Cut and miss for Lynn's first punch out. 2 batters in.
Didn't need his defense there, but we'll set it for you anyway. It's brought to you by Nissan. St. Louis defensively, pretty solid club last year. Made 88 errors, 4th best in the National League. Holiday, J, and Hayward in the outfield. Carpenter, Peralta, Wong, Adams 3rd to 1st. Yadier Molina still one of the best in the business behind the plate for the big righty Lance Lynn.
Lynn from Brownsburg, Indiana, as he works to Anthony Rizzo. Not too far from Indianapolis.
In Indianapolis?
Right.
It kind of looks like a changeup. He's kind of quitting on that delivery, but the first one was 89, that one 91. And we heard reports that there was a changeup in progress for Lynn. Maybe he's trying to take a little something off his heater.
On the ground, should be an easy 1-2-3 for Lynn. It is, as Wong makes the play. 0-0, an inning in the books.
Whoa. Oh, this mattress is unbelievable.
And these prices are unbelievably low.
You can believe it.
This happens every day at Factory Direct Mattress.
At 5401 North Brady Street in Davenport.
It's unbelievable.
Hurry in today for the Vision for Less designer frame sale. Get the best prices on a huge selection of styles and designer brands like Coach, Fendi, Armani, and many more. Don't wait 2 weeks to get your glasses. At Vision for Less, you can buy today and wear today. We'll text you when they're ready. These savings won't last. So hurry in for the designer frame sale at Vision for Less. 2 pairs start at just $39, or 2 pairs with progressive lenses just $99.
Family Guy's been hacked.
What is this? What's going on?
And the family's freaking out.
What are we watching?
Every intimate detail.
Chris, our bath is ready.
I don't know what to do now.
Every embarrassing moment.
You know, Meg, I'd love to see you without your hat on. Okay.
Every compromising situation.
You look like garbage. What happened?
Tap into Family Guy. Viewer discretion advised. Weekdays at 5:30 on the Quad Cities CW.
How do you do the really big jobs around your home? Well, like most of us, you do them with some pretty small engines. At Blaine's Farm and Fleet, we understand. That's why your perfect summer starts here at our small engine service center, where we do repairs right in the store by factory-trained experts on site, not some other repair shop. So repairs are done fast and right the first time. That's genuine value from Blaine's Farm and Fleet.
3 LA ladies could not get a date till they crashed in a place that would alter their fate.
Cleveland! I get disgusting gestures 10 times a day. It is fantastic.
In Cleveland.
Today at 4 on the Quad Cities CW.
Is here, Cardinals and the Cubs. Watch the show. Everyone in Chicago is talking about Chicago's most watched local talk show, Windy City Live, weekdays at 11 only on ABC 7.
Great to have the whole gang out here. We'll hear from Jim Rose a little bit later on. Ron Majors as well. And we'll talk with Cubs chairman Tom Ricketts in the 3rd inning. 1 strike on John Jay, underway here in inning number 2. Well, we've talked about this before, and it probably is more important in your first start of the year with all the adrenaline, but for a starting pitcher, that first inning's big, isn't it? Just get through that unscathed and you can
regroup.
Yep.
Okay.
Called strike 3.
I use the analogy often like a fighter. You know, you go out there and in that first round, maybe you need that first good punch to the chin to kind of get you into the flow of things. The same thing for a pitcher. You know, kind of find your release point, get comfortable on the mound, get back to that dugout after an inning, go, yeah, this is what I do. This is what I've done for years and years and years. It just feels a little differently that first time out of a new season.
Mixed reaction for Yadier Molina. The Cardinal fans in the ballpark love him, and we know what Cub fans think of him, considering all the damage he's done in the past against Chicago. 2 strikeouts, 2 walks on Sunday night for Molina, who's won 7 consecutive Gold Gloves. But he's an offensive weapon and has been for a while, especially with men in scoring position in big game spots against the Cubs.
He's just such a smart hitter. His typical stroke is to try to is the right center. Every now and then, though, he'll cheat on one and try to hit one with authority to left field. It's such a good feel for how pitchers are going to try to get him out, depending on the count and the base out situation.
And a lot of talk about skinny Yadi in St. Louis, and yeah, he looks good. He's lost some weight. He held up there, 1-2.
Played 110 ball games last year. First time since 2008 he played less than 130.
Alcantara in the outfield grass. And let's check out our Ford upcoming schedule. Get an off day tomorrow and then a weekend at the foothills of the Rockies. Not a whole lot expected out of the Colorado Rockies, but as we mentioned, they're crushing Brewers pitching, and they're 2-0 to start the year. And their home opener will be on Friday, so that's a day game. Colton Wong. A foul strike.
See, Wong's got a little pop, 12 home runs last year. So he can sneak up on you down there at the bottom of the batting order.
Mostella in at third, and that ball hit hard, and Alcantara with the stab to record out number 3. They go down in order.
Whoa. Oh, this mattress is unbelievable.
And these prices are unbelievably low.
You can believe it.
This happens every day at Factory Direct Mattress.
At 5401 North Brady Street in Davenport.
It's unbelievable.
How do you do the really big jobs around your home? Well, like most of us, you do them with some pretty small engines. At Blaine's Farm and Fleet, we understand. That's why your perfect summer starts here at our small engine service center, where we do repairs right in the store by factory-trained experts on site, not some other repair shop. So repairs are done fast and right the first time. That's genuine value from Blaine's Farm and Fleet.
QCA Pools and Spas manufactures and distributes 3 lines of infrared saunas. But did you know our patented TheraSauna is the only sauna that can make you healthier? TheraSauna's patented stable heat system keeps the heat at a constant temperature, which allows your body to absorb more far infrared and release toxins stored inside. This process can help reduce muscle spasms, inflammation, and help with blood circulation. Stop into QCA Pools and Spas and try the patented infrared TheraSauna or visit TheraSauna.com.
Family Guy's been hacked.
What is this? What's going on?
And the family's freaking out.
What are we watching?
Every intimate detail.
Chris, our bath is ready.
I don't know what to do now.
Every embarrassing moment.
You know, Meg, I'd love to see you without your hat on. Okay.
Every compromising situation.
You look like garbage. What happened?
Tap into Family Guy. Viewer discretion advised. Today at 5:30 on the Quad Cities CW.
I buried all my whoopee cushions in the backyard.
They're Springfield's biggest family, the Simpsons. Today at 5 on the Quad Cities CW.
Don't forget about the Cubs blog on ABC7.com, brought to you by Jeff Vukovich, your local nationwide agent, serving the area for 37 years. To join the nation, contact Jeff at jeffvuk.com. Nationwide is on your side.
Starlin Castro to lead off the Cubs second. Okay, Peyton.
Omaha.
Strike called on Castro. 4 times Starlin has led the Cubs in hits. And that ties a National League record of leading a team in hits before the age 25 season. And he did turn 25 in March.
3 times an All-Star. He's done some remarkable things in his career. We're coming off a rough year in 2013. We thought it was really important that he get off to a good start last year, and indeed he did. He hit .317 in April. He showed some early power last season.
It's basically the final month. The left ankle sprain. Largely healthy this spring, which was a nice change because he had dealt with leg issues the previous 2 Marches. One ball and 2 strikes. And he got him. Let's send it down to Jim Rose to talk about the late, great Mr. Cub, Ernie Banks.
Thanks, Glenn. January 31st of this year, one of the greatest Cubs of all time, in fact, the greatest Cub of all time, Ernie Banks, passed away. And as many of you know, Ernie was synonymous with Cubby Blue, a man who would come around Chicago and around America and be recognized as the man known as Mr. Cub and Mr. Sunshine. He was a 14-time All-Star, a 2-time National League MVP, a 2-time National League home run champion, and he was on the 1999 Major League Baseball All-Century team. He was the first African-American to have a Ford dealership in the United States. He also won the Presidential Medal of Honor in 2013. Ernie Banks, Mr. Cub, will never be forgotten, and this whole season is dedicated to him. Len, JD, back to you.
Jim, thank you. Yep, we will be honoring Ernie all season long as Chris Coughlin skies to left and Matt Holliday makes a catch. Cubs with the number 14 on their right sleeve of every jersey.
The plate, the catcher, number 47.
I've said it a million times. I'll say it again, JD. Nobody loved the Cubs and Wrigley Field more than Ernie Banks.
Well, he just is, you know, such an enthusiastic guy, loved life. I wish I'd gotten to know him better earlier. You would see him around the ballpark when I came here as a visiting player, and just really got a chance to know him a little bit here in these last couple seasons when we have him up in the booth.
Look out, Montero.
Ooh, my.
The fly fortunately landed in an aisle where there was not a person sitting. The steps, not a seat.
One guy there might have got a little piece of him, and you know, that gentleman there, and then in the scrum afterwards, he didn't even come up with the bat. That guy did.
So David Ross started with his Red Sox teammate John Lester on Sunday. We saw Miguel off the bench 0 for 2. You've got Wellington Castillo as the third catcher, and you know Joe would like to find a way to get all three guys some playing time. Montero's probably going to get the lion's share of the starts. I know, and I've talked to fans and people who cover the club who say that's just not a tenable situation to have three catchers. I actually like it. I think it gives Joe some flexibility to pinch hit, especially when Ross starts.
Well, how many times have you watched a ball game and you go, boy, I wish they could pinch run or pinch hit for the catcher here, but they can't because they're afraid of an injury.
Lynn off to a good start, 6 up, 6 down, scoreless after 2.
Heyman's Westside Ace Hardware has multiple services to help you. From key cutting, pipe cutting and threading, sharpening services, paint mixing, and lamp repair. Services beyond the ordinary at Heyman's Westside Ace Hardware in Davenport.
Whoa. Oh, this mattress is unbelievable.
And these prices are unbelievably low.
You can believe it.
This happens every day at Factory Direct Mattress.
At 5401 North Brady Street in Davenport.
It's unbelievable.
Making informed decisions is important to you, your family, and your friends. That's why Consumer Connections is right at your fingertips on ourquadcities.com. Consumer Connections gives you meaningful information for your health, family, home, financial, and legal decisions that will make your life easier. When it comes to your feet, they need to heal. Call Dr. Smith today. Log on to ourquadcities.com to Consumer Connections to make informed decisions for today and tomorrow.
3 LA ladies could not get a date until a day came that would alter their fate.
They're looking at us. In LA, they look past us.
They crashed in a place unlike any they've been, where age doesn't matter and who cares if you're thin.
In Cleveland, everybody seems to think they can pull off wearing shorts.
Yes, Cleveland had all that these women could seek, and there you will find them 5 nights a week.
I get disgusting gestures 10 times a day. It is fantastic.
In Cleveland.
A full hour today at 4 on the Quad Cities CW.
Name something you might like about living life as a woman.
Have my own breasts.
Tonight at 6 on the Quad Cities CW.
Heyman's Westside Ace Hardware has over 70 years of knowledge and can help you with all of your window needs. We can repair windows, screens, and thermopane windows. Services beyond the ordinary at Heyman's Westside Ace Hardware in Davenport.
Glass Service Center in Rock Island, from rock chips to windshields for all your glass needs.
Underway, one strike on Lance Lynn. 0-0. Cardinals and the Cubs. Game 2 of the season. As we wrap up this series, and great to have with us Cubs Executive Chairman Tom Ricketts in the booth, and we got to get you a nice new ABC 7 jacket.
Yeah, absolutely. That's pretty exciting. It's a great new relationship for us, and we're excited to be on ABC.
Sinker is low, and it's now 2-1. Well, let's talk about the team and the enhancements here at beautiful Wrigley Field.
Well, I mean, it's obviously we're going through a lot of different things this offseason. A lot of the stuff we did was more structural, so you don't see a lot of it. But this year, obviously the bleachers will be coming online here shortly. Left field and center field will be in by May, and then by June we'll have right field all finished. So fans will see a new bleacher, and but other than that, you know, a lot of it's really structural and just trying to make sure this park will stay around for 100 years.
Well, lifted into right, and it's going to drop down. That's the first hit of the ball game. Little lob wedge single for a career 065 hitter.
That's a bummer.
Yeah, how about that? Something off the end of the bat. So Larry was playing about as shallow as you could possibly play a major league hitter, but still Lynn able to find a little empty real estate out there in shallow right.
Tom, I think a really nice touch, the Ernie Banks canvases. You've got 5 photos of Ernie in a Cubs uniform on either side of the batter's eye. And it's a construction zone out there that was made very clear, and you can see some of that construction going on in the corners.
Yeah, I mean, obviously with losing Ernie over the winter, we wanted to make sure this season was special, and a special remembrance of Ernie. So obviously the big posters in the outfield, and the 14 on the field, and the 14 on the jersey. We're doing everything we can to, remember Mr. Cub, and obviously one of the greatest Cubs of all time, but as you guys know, one of the greatest people of all time also.
It's Matt Carpenter, and ball 1 outside. And make that ball 2. Lynn at first, nobody out. We're in the 3rd inning. So for fans who weren't here Sunday and aren't here today but watching us, what should they expect here at the ballpark as phase 1 nears its completion at Wrigley?
Well, like I said, largely a lot of the first off season was things that fans won't see. Throughout the season, what you'll see is the bleachers filling in, like I mentioned, and along the 3rd baseline there'll be some amenities that'll be starting to fill in. The restrooms will be finished and all that. So people will start to slowly see some of those changes. That'll pick up momentum over the years, over the off seasons. But the first thing was steel, concrete, electrical, plumbing, those kind of things that we had to get done before we could put in the kind of amenities that the fans will see. Also, next season we'll have the new clubhouse will be in place. So the players who obviously at the moment have to put up with substandard facilities will have what do you think will be the best clubhouse in all of baseball?
Yeah, I know they were prepped for it in spring training, so they kind of knew the deal coming here, but when it's all said and done, it might be the best home clubhouse in all of baseball.
Well, we've gone from worst to first in every facility we've touched. I mean, from starting in Dominican, going to spring training, now here at the ballpark. We have a first-class organization, and if we're going to send that message to our players, we want to have first-class facilities all the way across the board.
Called strike 3. Arrieta with his 3rd strikeout. They've all been looking.
And you see how he worked Carpenter staying away exclusively and then catching the outside corner with that backdoor cutter.
So now Jason Hayward with Lynn still at first and 1 out. Big night tonight for the Cubs. 5th annual Bricks and Ivy Ball. And this year at historic Union Station. And there are a lot of great charity events that will go on throughout the season and into the winter as well. But this is a big one tonight.
Yeah, obviously the the turnaround that's in progress on the baseball field gets most of the press. The turnaround in progress on the field with the Wrigley itself gets a lot of press. You know, one of the things we're most proud of is what we've done with Cubs charities over the last handful of years. We've dramatically increased the amount of dollars that we raise. We've dramatically increased the amount of organizations that we help. We've put together signature programs that the Cubs run. We're very, very proud of it, and tonight is our signature event. I mean, the Bricks and Ivy Ball is our #1 event. It's pretty exciting.
There's a bouncer. Lynn got off to a late start. They will get 1, and that's it. So Hayward will take over there.
And once people found out you guys were on the on the docket tonight, it sold out in a heartbeat.
I was going to ask you, is an 80s theme? Have you got an 80s costume you're going to
honestly, I don't have an 80s costume to wear. Maybe I'll dig up an old jersey or something.
So in terms of facilities that you mentioned, we should note the Cubs have 3 new minor league affiliates, including South Bend. And not only do you have a new affiliate in South Bend, but they're the South Bend Cubs, which I think is really cool.
Well, we talked to them about that. I mean, I'm friends with Andrew Berlin, who is the owner of the team. When it looked like it was an option for us, he built great facilities, which ultimately is another level that we want to have the best facilities we can for our players. And that's why you change a minor league affiliate to get to a better park with maybe a better batting cage or better weight rooms or better weather or something that improves the development experience. But when we switched over there, I kind of threw it out to Andrew. What do you think, South Bend Cubs? And he's like, yeah, that sounds great. So that's exciting. We appreciate that. A lot of Cub fans in that part.
There's a ground ball base hit for Holiday. Hayward will easily make third. That'll set it up for Matt Adams with 2 outs. So what's your gut feeling on this club? I mean, we got 161 to go, including today, so it's a long haul, but feel good about what you saw in spring training?
Oh, yeah, absolutely. I mean, we have obviously we have a lot of good young talent. We're going to really need them to keep developing and stay on the trajectory that we think that they should be on. And obviously, for the first time, at least in the Ricketts era, bringing in real veterans to fill that out. Both guys that lead on the field and guys that lead in the clubhouse. And we think that's the right kind of blend to make this team a division contender.
Impressions of the new manager so far?
Joe's terrific. Obviously, he has the charisma and the personality of of someone you just want to be around. But most importantly, the players trust him, and he's engaged, and he's thoughtful, and he'll be a great in-game manager, and I think he'll be great at keeping the clubhouse focused and excited about playing baseball every day all year long.
He loves to give and take, doesn't he? He just loves to talk, whether it's baseball or anything else, he just loves to dig in.
Yeah, he's that kind of guy, and he's a very special personality, and we're very, very fortunate that we had the opportunity to add him, particularly given the blend of young players and veterans and how we're transitioning from a team that's been adding talent to a team that's trying to compete. I mean, the timing is perfect for a guy like Joe to come in and help us.
2 on, 2 down, 3rd inning. And the 1-1 to Adams is on the outside corner. Well, that's a big swing pitch in every at bat, isn't it, JD?
That sure is. Yep. Pitching coaches focus on strikes in 2 of the first 3 pitches, and this one he gets a break. That backdoor slider well off the plate. But Miguel Montero has a great reputation in terms of pitch framing, and he may have stolen one there for his pitcher.
Arrieta trying to put him away here. Holiday runs, and it doesn't matter as Adams swings and misses. Your record intact. They didn't score, Tom. Thanks for stopping by. We appreciate it.
Yeah, great to see you guys. See you tonight.
Whoa. Oh, this mattress is unbelievable.
And these prices are unbelievably low. You can believe it.
This happens every day at Factory Direct Mattress.
At 5401 North Brady Street in Davenport.
It's unbelievable.
Family Guy's been hacked.
What is this? What's going on?
And the family's freaking out.
What are we watching?
Every intimate detail.
Chris, our bath is ready.
I don't know what to do now.
Every embarrassing moment.
You know, Meg, I'd love to see you without your hat on. Okay.
Every compromising situation.
You look like garbage. What happened?
Tap into Family Guy. Viewer discretion advised. Weekdays at 5:30 on the Quad Cities CW.
Attention all parents of boys who have taken the drug Risperdal. The medication Risperdal, approved to treat bipolar disorder, ADHD, irritability associated with autism, and other behavior disorders, has been linked to abnormal weight gain and breast tissue growth in boys, also known as gynecomastia. Males who develop gynecomastia are often required to undergo corrective surgical procedures, and many patients suffer emotional trauma in addition to the physical pain and suffering. If your son was prescribed Risperdal and was diagnosed with gynecomastia after taking the medication, you should call Parliament Law Firm to learn the legal options against the drug's manufacturer. Let our experienced legal team fight for the compensation and justice you deserve. Your claim may have time-sensitive criteria, so contact us now to see if you are eligible for a Risperdal lawsuit.
Contact the attorneys of Parliament Law Firm at 1-800-921-0681 for a free and confidential legal consultation. That's 1-800-921-0681.
Family Guy's been hacked.
What's going on?
And the family's freaking out.
What are we watching?
Every intimate detail.
Chris, our bath is ready.
I don't know what to do now.
Tap into Family Guy. Today on the Quad Cities CW.
Cubs baseball on ABC 7 is being brought to you in part by Southwest Airlines. Book your low fare now at southwest.com. Pitchers on their game early as Lynn works to Alcantara. And this is on a curve for ball one. Nothing. Last of the third inning. It's to Tom Ricketts for dropping by. Alcantara switch hitter, and that's popped up. Colton Wong. First out.
Breeze is freshening a fair bit, eh?
Yeah. It's usually not about the temperature here as much about the wind.
Speaking of temperature and wind, Friday the 17th, the Cubs take on the Reds. First pitch is at 1:20, and if you're one of the first 10,000 fans at the ballpark, you'll receive a Cubs winter aviator hat presented by Pepsi. For more information or to purchase tickets, visit Cubs.com.
Arrieta, a career 156 hitter. He has never homered in a big league game. He did crank one out of the park in spring training this year, and he hit 5 straight homers during BP on Sunday when the wind was blowing out, and we were standing around down on the field wondering if it was going to be an 11-10 type of game, but then the wind turned around. It ended up being 3-0. Called strike 3, and that's something Joe Maddon is kind of learning on the fly. He spent 3 games here last year with the Tampa Bay Rays. He told us before that particular series that he had never stepped inside this ballpark, but that weekend really had an effect on him. He talked about it when he got hired.
Yeah, he had been here. He'd been around the ballpark on a bike ride in the past, but he hadn't been in the ballpark. And it's a learning process for any newcomer, whether it's a player or a manager, how this ballpark plays, how much the weather influences it.
I think a really kind of sneaky acquisition this offseason. Tommy La Stella from the Atlanta Braves. So he's had good on-base skills. He's a second baseman by trade, but he played a ton of third during spring training and got better and better at it as time went on, and he's playing third today. Started at second on Sunday night. Boy, Lance Lynn. Ho-hum, right? 3 up, 3 down, 3 different times to start the game.
Whoa. Oh, this mattress is unbelievable.
And these prices are unbelievably low. You can believe it.
This happens every day at Factory Direct Mattress.
At 5401 North Brady Street in Davenport.
It's unbelievable.
Henry Repeating Arms is a family-owned business. My family has been in the gun business since 1911.
At Henry, we make sure every part of every rifle is made in America.
Like gun barrel quality steel from Ohio, extruded steel and brass castings from Pittsburgh, and the finest American walnut from Missouri.
We take pride in making state-of-the-art rifles that are made right here in the USA.
We machine our own barrels, our own bolts, and deliver an American-made rifle that you would be proud to own.
Order a Henry rifle today and own your own piece of American history.
Pretty good.
Call now for a free Henry catalog and a list of dealers in your area, plus a free decal. Call now.
3 LA ladies could not get a date until a day came that would alter their fate.
They're looking at us. In LA, they look past us.
They crashed in a place unlike any they'd been, where age doesn't matter and who cares if you're thin.
In Cleveland, everybody seems to think they can pull off wearing shorts.
Yes, Cleveland had all that these women could seek, and there you will find them 5 nights a week.
I get disgusting gestures 10 times a day. It is fantastic.
In Cleveland.
A full hour today at 4 on the Quad Cities CW.
I buried all my whoopee cushions in the backyard.
They're Springfield's biggest family, The Simpsons. Today at 5 on the Quad Cities CW.
Chicago's #1 news, ABC 7 Eyewitness News in the morning, weekdays 4:30 to 7 a.m. with Judy Sue and Terrell Brown. They would start at 5, but JD gets up at 4:28.
Yeah, and I need news early.
Boy, look at that. Peralta checked his swing, and the bat just cracked right in half. And that inside pitch.
Arrieta's been getting pretty good arm side run on his fastball. This one right in on the thumbs of Peralta.
Mentioned the 21 homers Peralta hit last year. Set a shortstop record for the Cardinals. It also led the team.
Yeah, they were last in the league in home runs last year with 105, 10th in the league in runs scored.
You know, the last Cardinals shortstop to lead their team in home runs?
Khalil Green.
Was not Ozzie Smith. No.
Wasn't Dal Maxfield.
No. Bobby Wallace in 1899.
Bobby Wallace, of course it was. I had his baseball card. Probably had 9.
I don't know how many he had, but
well, that's pretty good, isn't it, then, if you do something that hasn't been done since 1899.
Yeah, that's good for Peralta, but if you mentioned Matt Latos hadn't done whatever he did yesterday since whenever, that would not be good. As Arrieta makes the play.
Host your best customers and guests in a private suite at Wrigley Field. The Nuveen Investment Suites can accommodate anywhere from 15 to 55 guests and include food, all you can drink beverages, and parking. To book your premier experience at the ballpark, visit Cubs.com/suites.
Matt Latos, pitching for his hometown team, in his Marlins debut gave up 7 runs in 2/3 of an inning against Atlanta. So his ERA for the next 5 days is 94.5.
He won't be looking at the stat sheet for a while. He can rely heavily on the old cliche, it's not how you start, it's how you finish. That would be the proper response there. And how about Brett Lawrie last night?
12 pitches, 12 strikes, 4 at bats, 4 strikeouts. I've never heard of that.
So if you do the math, folks, that's the minimum. That's strike 1, strike 2, strike 3, 4 consecutive at bats, including the game ender. That's a bad day at the yard right there.
Oh-2 on John Jay. Only 2 hits in the ball game. The Cardinals have both of those, and it's outside.
Yeah, Lynn has had a start like would be fairly typical of Arrieta. Last year, Arrieta, it seemed like every time he went out there, he'd go 9 up, 9 down, and just buzz through the lineup, flirt with no hitters.
Right, the curve, 2-2.
Yeah, see Montero, that ball well off the plate, but he's very quiet behind the plate. He's got very soft hands. He tries to kind of suck this one in. He bought a call earlier on a pitch about that far off the plate. This time he doesn't get it.
3-2.
Arrieta trying to make a pitch here to the inside corner with a running fastball. That one could have been called.
Fowler in center, now drifting to his right.
Next up, the catcher, Molina.
Still fairly early. We're only in the 4th inning, but this is starting to feel like a Stanley Cup hockey game in which both teams play stifling defense, where like the first goal is going to win. Might be the first run today. Right down the middle.
Yeah, and it doesn't look like the ball's going to fly out of here, right? I mean, that wind's blowing in pretty good right now. And we talked in the keys to the game. We talked about Arrieta and his success here at Wrigley. We talked about Lynn and his fastball. I guess the other one would be man versus nature. I mean, that's always the challenge when you're in adverse conditions, whether it's extreme cold, high winds, extreme heat. You know, they're mentally tough. Those are the guys that survive and thrive. You can tell sometimes and today's not that bad, but sometimes on a really cold day at the ballpark, you can just watch a guy's body language and tell whether he wants to be on the field or not. Yep.
Well, 6th career start for Jake against the Cardinals. His ERA continues to go down, 0.92 over his first 5. That's the lowest among any pitcher with at least 5 starts against the Cardinals. Montero just couldn't hang on to it, so a foul tip becomes a foul ball, and it's still 2-2.
Jake made 4 starts against the Cardinals last year, had a win and 3 no decisions, a 1.21 ERA in those ball games. Here he misses his spot. They're trying to get in on the hands a little bit.
That time Montero held on to it. It is a foul tip and a 1-2-3-4 for Arrieta here on ABC 7.
How do you do the really big jobs around your home? Well, like most of us, you do them with some pretty small engines. At Blaine's Farm and Fleet, we understand. That's why your perfect summer starts here at our Small Engine Service Center, where we do repairs right in the store by factory-trained experts on site, not some other repair shop. So repairs are done fast and right the first time. That's genuine value from Blaine's Farm and Fleet.
Hi, it's Olivia from the B100 Morning Show with the latest flashback.
A series of parachute package bombs fall on Central City. A criminal named the Trickster claims responsibility. Barry and Joe interview the original trickster, James Jesse, who's in prison, hoping he'll have information. He feigns contempt for the copyright criminal, but actually they are in cahoots to break him out of prison. Next, the tricksters sabotage a campaign fundraiser by poisoning the champagne and using the antidote as blackmail. Barry intervenes, but James puts a bomb on Barry's wrist that will explode if he stops running. Dr. Wells convinces Barry to run through a barrier, which he phases through, but the bomb does not. Barry returns and gives everyone the antidote, foiling the trickster's plan. Plus, in a series of flashbacks, we learn how Hubert Thawne gets trapped in the past and steals the identity of the real Dr. Wells. An all-new The Flash returns this Tuesday.
The Flash, Tuesdays at 7 on the Quad Cities CW.
An important medical alert for all parents of boys who have taken Risperdal. The medication Risperdal has been linked to breast growth in young men, also known as gynecomastia. The FDA issued several warnings to advise patients that young males grew enlarged breasts after taking Risperdal, and in some cases required corrective surgery to treat the complication. If your son was prescribed Risperdal and has been diagnosed with gynecomastia,
call Parliament Law Firm at 1-800-715-9786 for a free legal consultation. 1-800-715-9786.
Headless? Scoreless as we head. to the bottom of the fourth.
Frozen lips.
Clark's Crew, presented by Jewel Osco, is the official kids club of the Chicago Cubs. Team up with Clark as a member of Clark's Crew and receive kid-specific perks, experiences, and merchandise. Visit Cubs.com/Clark to sign up today and be part of the fun all season long. Headless as we head to the bottom of the fourth.
Lynn has not had to work from the stretch yet because he hasn't given up a base runner.
I don't put much stock in these little factoids, but here's one. He's really tough in April. 12-1 in his career in April with a 2.77 ERA prior to today's start. You know, the ERA part of it is he's been a pretty good pitcher throughout the seasons, regardless of the month, and offense typically down early in the cold weather. The one-loss record, he's been pitching on some really good teams in St. Louis, but still an impressive number. 12-1 for Lance Lynn the last 3 years in April.
Called strike three.
Sometimes, but not always.
Chicago Cubs baseball on ABC 7 is brought to you by Dodge. Born Dodge. By Xfinity, your home for the most live sports. And by Toyota. See where Toyota takes you. Test drive one at your Toyota dealer. Toyota, let's go places. Want to know on Jorge Soler. Came in spring training with some added muscle. Cubs will do their best to protect his legs throughout the year, as they did last year.
It'd be a good time to turn it loose, try to drive one here on 2-0. Look at that little 2-0 slider.
Yeah, if you're watching at home, you're probably going, why did he swing at that pitch? That's right where you want it. Well, he's probably thinking if he gets that one, it's 92. So he probably swings through it, if anything else. That ball is going to get down. It's going to go all the way to the wall. Soler on his way to second. Is he going to try for three? Here he comes. And the throw's going to be late. It's a triple.
First base runner of the day for the Cubs, and just like that, a great scoring opportunity. Jay plays a very shallow center field. You see, he takes a step or two in before retreating, as this ball clearly fools him. I don't know if he would have gotten it with a good break anyway. Fans are going to love watching Jorge Soler play this game. Big, strong guy, those long, loping strides.
Second career triple, first this season, and the infield in. Well, that's how you play offensively on a day like this. Hit line drives. Those play in any conditions. RBI chance, Anthony Rizzo, and Molina throws behind Soler, and he's back in safely.
Take your eye off of Molina. Well, this goes to your point earlier. Runs at a scarcity in conditions like this with good pitchers on the mound, so you got to cash in. Man on third, less than 2 outs. The 3-hole hitter up there.
Carpenter actually holding Soler on the bag as the pitch is delivered, kind of like a first baseman would.
And just trying to tighten him up and shorten his jump a little bit. Carpenter feels pretty comfortable that Rizzo is not going to hit the ball on the ground in his direction.
We should note, and the rule changed last year, the year before, a right-hander like Lynn can no longer fake toward third. That old Rick Sutcliffe move, you know, first and third. So if he makes a move toward third, he has to actually throw the ball or it's a balk. The only base you can fake a throw to is second. And while they're at it, they might as well ban that too. Why is second base special?
I haven't given that much thought.
I think simpler's better. You make a move to a base, you should just have to throw it. 2-1 on Rizzo. Nothing. Cubs threatening. Inside, 3-1. Castro on deck.
Right, so, you know, Lynn and Molina here, they're probably in let's not give in to Rizzo mode. If they put them on, they put them on, and they'll move back and play for 2 on the infield with Castro hitting. I'm guessing that's the thinking.
He draws the walk. That does set up a double play opportunity for the Cardinals.
And that's good hitting by Rizzo, too. Sometimes you see a hitter in that situation get a little overly anxious with that man on third base and expand the strike zone. And here Rizzo realizes he's not going to get anything to swing at, so he'll just pass the baton to Castro, and hopefully he can get the job done. Joe Maddon, like a lot of managers, loves the safety squeeze with 1st and 3rd and 1 out. Now, whether he would ask his cleanup hitter to do it, I don't know. But I think Joe comes into the category of don't be surprised by anything you see from Joe Maddon.
Yeah, and I don't think Joe looks at Castro as really a typical cleanup guy. Low for ball 1.
He's not. He's not a typical cleanup guy. And in this lineup, he's only the cleanup guy the first time through the order because the pitcher's in the 8-hole. So he's a 4/5 hitter in this lineup.
Soler at 3rd, Rizzo at 1st. Rizzo takes off, swing and a miss, throw to 2nd. Now Anthony trying to get in a rundown. He's just going to head right back to 1st. Much ado about nothing in the end, right?
It looks like a busted hit and run play. Castro comes up empty. Rizzo slams on the brakes, and the short hop throw to Wong allows Rizzo to get back safely to 1st. Sinker.
That's the kind of pitch Castro's lucky he missed it, because if he makes contact there, it's probably a 6-4-3 to end the inning.
Yeah, real good chance he's going to hit that ball on the ground. Situation here where Anthony could probably get a little bit bigger lead to give him a fighting chance of dumping a middle infielder on a possible double play ball.
Well, we have a chance. Congrats to Tom Farinella, the umpire room attendant here at Wrigley Field. He and his wife Lorraine welcomed in their 3rd grandchild last Tuesday, March 31st. Camilo Andres Farinella. Parents Joe and Patricia and the baby all doing well. Two on Castro. The pitch. Swing and a miss, strike 3. A little foul tip, actually. So that's 6 strikeouts now for Lance Lynn, and he'll face Coughlin.
They're pitching for the ground ball throughout this sequence with Castro. They're trying to get him to hit that sinker on the ground. They didn't get that, but they got the next best thing. They got a punch out, kept it out of play. Now it falls to Coughlin.
Cubs went 0 for 13 with men in scoring position Sunday. .223 as a team last year. A little scare last week as Coughlin dealt with a stiff neck, but did not keep him out of the lineup Sunday. And now Molina and Lynn and a couple of infielders will talk it over.
Yeah, well, I think Molina, after the count went to 2-0, he took a quick peek over the on-deck circle, saw Montero there. And I think the conversation he wants to have with Lynn is not just what we're going to throw, but how aggressive are we going to be here. You want to throw an aggressive fastball to Coughlin on 2 balls, no strikes, or do you want to try to make a pitcher's pitch on a corner, and if you end up losing him, deal with Montero? Normally this early in the ball game, it's only the 4th inning. You'd want to stay aggressive here. A little high cheddar at 93. Coughlin expanding a little bit, but you want a guy looking fastball, trying to do some damage on 2-0.
To 2-2. So Coughlin got something in his eye. Usually helps to see when you're hitting.
Yep. Comes in handy.
Shot, but he hit it right at John Jay. Still scoreless.
3 LA ladies could not get a date until a day came that would alter their fate.
They're looking at us. In LA, they look past us.
They crashed in a place unlike any they've been, where age doesn't matter and who cares if you're thin.
In Cleveland, everybody seems to think they can pull off wearing shorts.
Yes, Cleveland had all that these women could seek, and there you will find them 5 nights a week.
I get disgusting gestures 10 times a day. It is fantastic.
In Cleveland.
A full hour, weekdays at 4 on the Quad Cities CW.
This is a national health alert from Worldwide Medical. Are you on Medicare? And do you suffer from back or knee pain? Have you tried injections, pain pills, or even had or considered surgery? If these examples apply to you or a loved one in pain, stop. There is a better way. You could qualify to receive a pain-relieving back or knee brace at little or no cost to you. You'll receive free information, free delivery, and all the insurance paperwork is handled for free. Best of all, there is little to no cost to you for the braces. Call 1-800-437-6392 to get all the details. It takes just a couple of minutes. These amazing braces have helped thousands of people in severe pain, and you may qualify to have yours delivered directly to your door at little or no cost to you. Call 1-800-437-6392 right now. This may be the most important call you make all year. That's 800-437-6392. Call now.
Family Guy's been hacked. What are we watching? Every intimate detail.
Chris, our bath is ready.
I don't know what to do now.
Every embarrassing moment.
You know, Meg, I'd love to see you without your hat on. Okay.
Tap into Family Guy. Today at 5:30 on the Quad Cities CW.
It's gotta be Family Feud.
Tonight at 6 on the Quad Cities CW.
Glass Service Center in Rock Island. From rock chips to windshields for all your glass needs.
ABC 7 Eyewitness News, weeknights at 10 with Ron Majors, Kathy Brock, Cheryl Burton, Jerry Taft, and Mark Giangreco. And we have Ron Majors in the booth with us today. And we are delighted to bring you Cubs baseball here on ABC 7. 0-0. Jake Arrieta back to work in the 5th. Ron, a pleasure. Thanks for stopping by today.
Really nice to be here. You guys got a great view, you know.
It's
pretty good perch. Yeah. Not bad seats.
Not bad at all. We like to tell people this is our office.
Pretty nice way to work, isn't it?
Yeah. So I want to know who makes Jerry laugh. Is it Mark?
Mark is probably the agent provocateur in that group because he sees when Taft is about to lose it, and then he does something to encourage that. And actually, we all kind of love to see Jerry lose it. Yes. You know, we refer to Jerry Taft as the guy who's never had an unspoken thought. If it's on his mind, you're going to know it.
And once it starts,
that's
it.
Gone.
It's over.
It's gone.
Yeah. 2-1 to Wong. Vicious cut. He fouled it off. 2-2. So did you start doing radio in high school?
I did. I started radio in high school in a little town where you did literally everything. In fact, I've actually done play-by-play. I've done play-by-play of a Little League game, and I've actually done a couple of different kinds of play-by-play. There's one.
Go ahead, call it.
I think it's an easy out to center field.
Oh, yeah, I hear it.
I like it. So I did Little League play-by-play. I also did a couple forms of play-by-play you guys will never do and maybe don't even know about.
Next, the pitcher.
I worked on baseball recreation play-by-play.
Oh, I would love to hear about that.
Yeah, small town. We weren't going to travel with the minor league team. The Yakima Bears played in the Northwest League. Even if the game was 50 miles away, we couldn't afford to go to the game. So a person at the game would phone in what happened during the inning. Say, batter number 1 was F8, batter number 2 was 6-3. So we'd get that on the phone, and then a guy would sit in a booth, and we'd have crowd noise on a recording behind him. And he actually had a little block of wood that he would use for the sound of the ball hitting the bat, and he would recreate the game, literally knowing nothing about the game except looking at the box score.
So F8 could be a 3-2 pitch. You could have a couple of foul balls.
Absolutely.
It could be the first pitch of the bat.
You had no idea.
That's great.
You could embellish it. You could make it as exciting as you wanted to. The most routine play becomes an unbelievable play.
That's really theater of the mind, isn't it?
It really is. Yeah. And I was the board engineer for those games. The guy who did them, a guy named Al Bell. I was just fascinated to watch him do it.
I heard Ronald Reagan did that.
Yes, he did.
Years and years before he went into politics.
And the other kind of play-by-play I did that I know you'll never do in a small town, I did play-by-play of, I can hardly say it without laughing, rodeo on radio.
Okay.
F8 gets it again.
Yes.
Are there clips available of the rodeo on radio? I'd like to hear that.
Well, you know, you're in small town radio. You try and sell anything you can. So it's a big deal to have the rodeo in town, and we would sell it to local sponsors, and the station made a little money. But, you know, in the bronc and bareback riding events, you know, there's 8 seconds of thrills followed by minutes and minutes of nothing.
Right.
It was an adventure, to say the least.
Oh, my.
And it's also one of those things that I look back on and say, well, you know, there's something I did that hardly anybody else in radio will ever do.
No question. Carpenter takes a strike. Well, this fact was pointed out by Jim Rose on our pregame coverage. 1949, the last time Cubs baseball was here on ABC 7. And see that note at the bottom.
I see it. Yeah, I was 5 years old in that game.
And working in radio.
I might have been. I started when I was 15, so I wasn't far away.
I frequently said, man, that's got to hurt.
Don't be a stranger, Ron. Thanks for stopping by.
Thanks very much. Take care, guys.
Ron Majors. Nothing.
Have a structured settlement or annuity from a settled lawsuit? Do you need your money now instead of waiting for payments over time from an insurance company? Find out how to turn those future payments into a lump sum of money by calling CBC Settlement Funding today. We'll walk you through the process and give you cash options over the phone. Why wait years to get your money? Get cash now to buy a house, start a business, or pay your bills. Whether you want to sell all or just a portion of your settlement, CBC Settlement Funding can help. We have years of experience helping people like you get cash from their structured settlement.
To learn more about getting your money now, call us at 1-800-437-4864 for a free no-obligation offer. Again, that's 1-800-437-4864.
3 LA ladies could not get a date until a day came that would alter their fate.
They're looking at us. In LA, they look past us.
They crashed in a place unlike any they'd been, where age doesn't matter and who cares if you're thin.
In Cleveland, everybody seems to think they can pull off wearing shorts.
Yes, Cleveland had all that these women could seek, and there you will find them 5 nights a week.
I get disgusting gestures 10 times a day. It is fantastic.
In Cleveland.
A full hour today at 4 on the Quad Cities CW.
I'm doing it! I'm flying!
They're Springfield's biggest family, the Simpsons. Today on the Quad Cities CW.
A lot of circles on that line score. There's Arrieta and Lynn. They've both been very sharp. Montero swings away and fouls as the fog's starting to return.
We might have a homer in the Gloman here today before this is over. Cubs got their first base runner last inning, a 1-out triple by Jorge Soler. He was stranded, and we talk a lot about that statistic, batting average with runners in scoring position. The Cubs failed to get that run home, but 2 of the 3 hitters that came up behind Soler had good at-bats. Rizzo worked the walk, and then after Castro punched out, Coughlin had a good AB, hit the ball hard, but a line drive to the center fielder Jays. And obviously this is a results-driven business. You got to get that run home, but 2 of the 3 guys had good ABs there. Castro was the guy who needed to get the ball in play and punched out.
Jay out in left center. Chris Bryant and the Iowa Cubs will begin their season, I believe, tomorrow. And here's a look at the spring training home run leaders, brought to you by DeVry University. Everybody talking about the guy who led all of baseball in spring training homers, 9 in Cactus League play, and then another one in a minor league game.
Just phenomenal stuff from Chris Bryant this spring. Indeed, the Iowa Cubs start their season tomorrow in Memphis.
Two 2-0 on Alcantara. Memphis.
The Cardinals AAA club.
Is that Tim McCarver Stadium?
I believe it is.
In Memphis.
Back-to-back changeups from Lynn, so he has made a little bit of a commitment to that pitch against left-handed hitters.
Well, there he is. We mentioned Tim McCarver, and he shows up.
Jimmy Mack and Danny Mack over there in the Cardinals television booth. Ready to hit here.
Late. Yep. And Peralta. 2 hands on it.
MLB.TV Premium, the #1 live streaming sports service, is celebrating 13 years. Watch every out-of-market game live. We're on demand in True HD on over 400 mobile and connected devices. Real-time highlights, live look-ins, pitch tracking widget, a pitch tracking widget, and more every night on every device. Blackout and restrictions apply. Visit MLB.TV for details. I didn't know they had the pitch tracking widget this year.
I'm not sure that park is still Tim McCarver Stadium, but at one point, that's where Memphis played.
They used to be the Memphis Chicks back in the Southern League many years ago. Now they're the Redbirds now, I think.
One and two on Arrieta. He stays alive. Not much happening offensively today for either team. Cubs with the best chance. A one-out triple by Soler. Rizzo walked, and then Lynn struck out Castro and got Coughlin on a lineout.
And keeping with your hockey analogy, there's been a lot of play in the neutral zone.
Right. Swing and a miss, strike three. 7 punch-outs for Lance Lynn. Cold day at Wrigley, pitchers dominating.
Clippers up. Welcome to the battle.
Join Cedric the Entertainer and the country's best barbers.
LeBron James' personal barber.
With the barber's best barbs.
What's a little hard cutting hair over here with Borat working next to me?
Cedric's Barber Battle. Premieres April 17th on the Quad Cities CW.
Stop living with hair loss, that is. Losing your hair is no fun, and no one wants to be bald, but there is hope.
Getting my hair back was the best thing that ever happened to me.
I'm happy with the way I look now. I'm very excited about my hair.
I feel beautiful.
I love my hair.
Hair Club offers all proven hair loss solutions backed by our commitment to satisfaction guarantee. If you're not 100% satisfied with the solution you choose, Hair Club will apply the purchase price to another proven hair loss solution or transplant more hair at no charge.
It was the best thing I've ever done.
It looks good on me.
Call in the next 5 minutes to get your free brochure at no obligation. It will tell you everything you need to know about your hair loss problem, and it's free if you call now.
I am more pleased than what I had even imagined.
I at least look, I would say, 5 years younger.
I'm 52, and I look better now than I did when I was in my 40s.
I feel great.
And that's not all. The first 100 people who call will also receive $250 off any hair loss solution from Hair Club. Call now.
Meet the eligible bachelors of Seinfeld. George.
My name's Buck Naked. I'm a porno actor.
Jerry.
I'm single, I'm thin, and I'm neat.
And Kramer.
I can't get my pants off.
They'll stop at nothing.
My name is George. I'm unemployed and I live with my parents.
To make an impression.
Sure you don't want me to take my clothes off? I'll do it. A little respect, for I am Costanza, Lord of the Idiots.
Seinfeld.
Welcome to Allentown.
Yay!
Be sure to visit Allentown 5 nights a week on 2.5 Men. Weeknights at 9 on the Quad Cities CW.
This copyrighted telecast is presented by the authority of the Chicago Cubs and may not be reproduced or retransmitted in any form, and the accounts and descriptions of this game may not be disseminated without the express written consent of the Chicago Cubs.
Jake Arrieta back to work in a scoreless tie, and ball one on Jason Hayward.
Inning here for Arrieta as he faces the middle of the Cardinal order for the 3rd time.
Bounding ball to Alcantara, easy play.
It's a little wrinkle there, straight changeup, inducing the weak ground ball from Hayward. Arrieta's been interesting today because last year he was so dominant, so sharp. At times today he's struggled with his command, but he's shown a resilience and ability to pitch around those command issues and still post zeros.
Here's Holiday. 1 for 2. You see the OT patch on the left sleeve of all the Cardinal jerseys. Oscar Taveras, 22 years old, and his girlfriend killed in a car accident in October as Rizzo makes the catch in foul territory. Had been the Cardinals' top prospect and a top 3 prospect in all of baseball, and was poised to be their right fielder for the foreseeable future. 80 games in his rookie season last year, and then the tragedy in the offseason. So 2 outs. Fouled away. Mike Winters at third. That's an appropriate surname today.
Backdoor cutter. Go-to pitch for Arrieta, and that's part of the process too. With Montero being new here, he's got to learn these pitchers. He wanted change up, and then when that was dismissed by Arrieta, he asked for the sinker. He didn't want that either, and finally got to that cutter.
Well, good job by Montero. You talked about his pitch framing. He tried to pull that one back toward the plate.
So doing work away, and then trying to get that inside corner with the fastball. Yeah, it's that subtle little move. Sometimes you see a young catcher take the ball and try to snatch it 6 inches into the strike zone. That's not going to work. That's just going to get you a lot of grief from the umpire. But watch the subtle little move, drawing that ball back towards that outside corner, and then he holds it to give Mark Wegner a good long look.
A patient plate appearance there by Matt Adams. 3rd walk given up by Jake Arrieta.
Take another look at our Xfinity pitch tracks. As Adams, a guy who doesn't walk a lot, didn't last year anyway, draws his 2nd walk of the day, but that one just not close enough to get him to bite.
So Adams, yeah, he's walked twice and struck out in his other at bat today. Short lead at first, held by Rizzo, and the pitch to Peralta's yanked into the left field corner. Coughlin over to get it. Adams to third. Jose Oquendo is going to stop him. It's a double for Peralta. And the only good news for Arrieta is it comes with 2 outs. Any bobble by Coughlin, and Oquendo would have sent Adams.
They head out in front of a cut fastball. Peralta, coming off that big year, delivers a double here. And yeah, this was kind of interesting to watch as Coughlin takes a good angle, knowing that if this ball gets by him into the corner, it's a 1-0 Cardinal lead.
Hitting for the Cardinals, the center fielder, Tom Ricketts.
Stella in even with a bag at third. Everybody else back with 2 gone against John Jay. Playing on his first multi-year contract. He signed a 2-year deal prior to the season. Bounce back to Arrieta. He lobs to Rizzo, and the inning is over. 2-out walk and double, but they strand them both.
Hi, it's Olivia from the B100 Morning Show with the latest flashback.
A series of parachute package bombs fall on Central City. A criminal named the Trickster claims responsibility. Barry and Joe interview the original trickster, James Jesse, who's in prison, hoping he'll have information. He feigns contempt for the copyright criminal, but actually they are in cahoots to break him out of prison. Next, the tricksters sabotage a campaign fundraiser by poisoning the champagne and using the antidote as blackmail. Barry intervenes, but James puts a bomb on Barry's wrist that will explode if he stops running. Dr. Wells convinces Barry to run through a barrier, which he phases through, but the bomb does not. Barry returns and gives everyone the antidote, foiling the trickster's plan. Plus, in a series of flashbacks, we learn how Hubert Thawne gets trapped in the past and steals the identity of the real Dr. Wells. An all-new The Flash returns this Tuesday.
The Flash, Tuesdays at 7 on the Quad Cities CW.
If you want to shed the fat and sculpt your core to get those sexy toned abs of your dreams, then stop doing sit-ups. Say woo! And start dancing with Hip Hop Abs, the fun new ab sculpting system from Insanity creator Sean T.
I don't want you to ever get down on the floor to do crunches again. I'm gonna break it down so you burn the fat and sculpt those abs fast.
Just do Sean's easy-to-follow moves to work your upper abs, middle abs, lower abs, and obliques, all while you're dancing.
I went from a size 18 to a size 2. I have abs now. I've got a six-pack.
And now the complete $80 Hip Hop Abs system is 75% off. That's right, Hip Hop Abs is only $19.95. We'll even upgrade you to express shipping free. Get the complete Hip Hop Abs system for only $19.95.
Call 1-800-628-9407 or order online at gethiphopabs.com. That's 1-800-628-9407. Call now.
Welcome back to ABC7's coverage here at Wrigley Field. The Cubs and the Cardinals no scored. I'm with Julian Green, Vice President of Communications and Community Affairs. And Sunday night, a lot of folks were a little bit upset with what happened here with the bathroom situation. And I know that the Cubs are doing everything they can to try to clear up the situation, Julian.
Yeah, simply we got it wrong on Sunday night, and we want to apologize to all our fans. We have a high standard of service in terms of how we like to service our customers, and we didn't get it right. It was improper planning and improper execution, and we got to step up our game, and I think we're getting there.
Going forward, you brought in some porta potties to try to help alleviate the situation.
72, as a matter of fact. They're all in the main concourse. We got them lined up out there. I just came from out there. They seem to be working well. Little pinch points, but we got some of the great fan services staff out there trying to direct folks to make sure they can get in and out.
One of my newest best friends behind me here said that they want to form some queue lines so that everybody's orderly going into the potty.
Well, we're going to try to do as best we can, and so we love the suggestions, and we're going to try to work it out. But so far, so good here at Wrigley Field, and people should not be worried. We got workable bathrooms.
Outstanding, Julian. Thanks so much for stopping by. We got to get some runs here. 0 for 14 with men on base. Len, JD, back to you.
All right, Jim, thank you. And another strikeout for Lance Lynn. That's 8 and counting. In his career against the Cubs, a 141 at Busch Stadium, but a 504 here at Wrigley Field. So been a lot better today than in the past. Is kind of an awkward swing by Fowler as he lost the grip.
Yeah, you know, the fastball has been kind of 91 to 93 today for Lynn. He's got a good arm. He's not an overpowering guy, but there's definitely some deception there. He kind of works underneath the ball a little bit of a lower arm angle, and we've seen some swings and misses at fastballs that appear to be fairly hittable.
Product of Ole Miss, Lance Lynn. He helped his Brownsburg, Indiana Little League team to the World Series 1999. He hit .509 in high school as a junior. Jay racing in, and now right on the spot to make the catch. Chicago Cubs baseball on ABC 7 is being brought to you in part by Southwest Airlines. Book your low fare now at southwest.com.
Looks like an Old Miss would be a good nickname for a pitcher.
Or a pitch. That's the Old Miss.
Coming with the Old Miss. Old Haas Radborn probably had the Old Miss.
Soler with a one-out triple in the fourth, but he would end up being stranded there.
You get a sense of the chill in the air with Soler adopting that mask now. Didn't have that on earlier. Oh, that's kind of funky looking, isn't it?
Mm-hmm.
It's like the Blue Man Group got signed by the Cubs. He's going to hit the ball, and paint's going to explode out of his bat.
Ooh, strike 3 called. Soler did not like that call, but his opinion doesn't matter.
Pupi and Abraham believes your case is worth more.
$600,000.
Over $75,000.
A good lawyer shouldn't cost you more. They should get you more.
Tell them you mean business. Call 800-800-5678. Pupi and Abraham, right now.
I signed up for the medical assisting program, I was actually pregnant. They said, we can work with you through the pregnancy. They were here for me, and I made it through. Everything that we did hands-on helped me in my career now. It was surprising because everything that we learned in our clinicals, I actually use in my everyday job. The externship at the end was amazing, how we got to go out on the field and experience how it actually is in the working world before we graduate. I would recommend MTI to others that are looking to go into the vocational schools. MTI gave me the biggest opportunity of my life. I am able to make enough money to support my children. I am able to do things with them. MTI not only helped me find a job, but they helped me find a career that I absolutely love.
Have you or a loved one experienced harmful side effects from a transvaginal mesh implant used to repair pelvic organ prolapse or stress urinary incontinence? Complications include severe pain, bleeding, infections, erosion, and can require additional surgery. An $830 million settlement has already been agreed to for injuries caused by transvaginal mesh. If you suffered harmful side effects from a transvaginal mesh implant, you may be entitled to significant compensation.
Call the Law Office of Parliament and Associates at 1-800-796-7238.
Injured in a motorcycle accident?
Who's going to fight the insurance company while you're recovering?
They said it was my fault.
I called a lawyer that I knew would give it to me straight.
Cupie and Abraham.
They got me a huge settlement.
Call 800-800-5678. Cupie and Abraham, right now.
Scoreboard brought to you by Dodge. That's it. That's the only other action today. The rest under the lights this evening, and the Tigers all over the Twins at Comerica 10-zip. Ian Kinsler and Miguel Cabrera both having big days in support of Anibal Sanchez.
Molina fouls off as we start the seventh. One strike on him. 3 hits for the Cards. Only 1 for the Cubs. That was the triple by Soler. Leaping grab by Castro to rob Molina. Well timed.
Yeah, absolutely right. Leadoff single, dies in the glove of Starlin Castro.
That's some good hops, and Arrieta loves it. Here's Colton Wong, and a strike called. Ooh, good changeup at 87 miles an hour. As we get into the late innings, Neil Ramirez and Phil Koch are up in the bullpen. Koch, a couple of big strikeouts in his Cub debut on Sunday night. And a ball just got out of that bullpen. I think Koch uncorked a wild one. Nearing the 7th inning stretch, Christian Busch, Grammy Award-winning country artist, debut solo album out yesterday. Southern Gravity, performed last night at Joe's Bar here in Chicago.